So implementation is the key to getting your business to the next level of success, whatever that looks like for you.
Welcome to Thrive by Design, the podcast for ambitious, independent jewelry brands looking to profit from their products. Get ready to make more and sell more doing what you love without spending every single waking minute doing it. Hey, and if you're a creative, fashion, or product-based business, I want to welcome you to the show. I'll be dropping big tips on launching, growing, and scaling your business so you can spend more of your precious time using your creativity to make money. You ready? All right, let's do this.
Welcome to the Thrive by Design podcast, best of series. This is the third part in what I think is going to be a 3-part series of some of my favorite podcasts. In fact, you've even shared that they are some of your favorite podcasts, because the reason why I selected these is because they are in the top 10 in downloads from our podcast. And so I wanted to thank you so much, first and foremost, for listening, because that's always awesome. And I was just on Apple Podcasts the other day reading some of the reviews, and I just love reading what you guys have to say. And if you are compelled to share what this podcast means to you, first and foremost, I'd love it if you'd share it with other people, but also I'd love for you to give us a 5-star rating and review and just tell us what you think. So this one comes from Anastasia Symes. Anastasia is actually one of our SOS coaching students. She's been with us for a while. And she said, "This is the best jewelry podcast. I'm addicted to Tracy's podcast, the most amazing, in-depth about all facets of the jewelry business podcast there is. I live with them." So Anastasia, I love you, girl. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope you're surprised when you get this shout out, because when I met Anastasia a couple years ago, she came to me for one-on-one coaching, which I didn't even do, but I liked her so much that she somehow talked me into it. And we did a one-on-one coaching little program together for about 6 months. Then she joined our SOS coaching program, and her business has just evolved in so many amazing ways. Like, she is one of the coolest people I know, like really one of the coolest people. She is an intense artist, and she's traveling the world with her husband most of the time. And the way that her collection kind of shifted it's like almost like it shape shifted. It's just, she has a really solid design point of view. And I'm just so proud of all that she's done. So it's pretty amazing. And that is what brings me to today's episode, is that we're talking about content creation, because we know that if we want to build a robust digital marketing and online sales strategy, that we need to be creating specific key types of content to not only get traffic to our site, but to create community and engagement around our brand. Now, if you know anything about the buyer journey, you know that there are several phases of it. There is that know phase when people are getting to know you. So content helps create community around your brand. There's that like phase where people start to like what you're doing and they actually like you, the person behind the brand. And then there's the trust phase. This is the decision-making phase that gets people to actually take that action and buy. And then once someone is a buyer, the next step is really all about creating loyalty. And content can really be an empowering way to do that. And you can use content in multiple ways, not just on your social channels and on your website. You can use this in your email marketing campaigns. You can use this in your automated sequences. You can repurpose this stuff and use it over and over again. And you can use it in multiple types of ways. We've actually identified almost 35 different ways that you can leverage content. I think that's a podcast for another time. And use this to your benefit, because it doesn't have to be hard. And I think one of the things that really inhibits many designers from going all in with creating content for their platform is that they're intimidated because they feel stupid, or they don't know what to write, or they don't know what to say, and they just feel dumb. But at the end of the day, it's really about understanding, here's how you curate those types of content, and here's how you get it into a marketing calendar, and here's how you keep it consistent so it's always going. And that's exactly what we help designers like Anastasia do in our SOS coaching program. For those of you who don't know what it is, I know that the holidays are coming up and we're nearing the end of the summer as you're listening to this best of series. And at the end of the day, you're trying to make progress with your sales. But there's a lot of problems with that because, if you're just creating content for content's sake, because everyone says you need to create a ton of content in order to get traffic to your site. Well, if that were true, everyone who was just creating a ton of content would get a ton of traffic to your site. And same holds true that everyone was getting a lot of traffic to their site would be getting a lot of sales. And so all these things work hand in hand, but we know that not everyone who creates a ton of content and not everyone who gets traffic to their site is successful with their online marketing strategy. And you might feel frustrated too. And I bet that there are some key factors that you're missing, and that's the reason why. So we'd love to help you with that. This program is a hybrid one-on-one coaching program. It's designed around you getting coaching calls every single month. We do group coaching. You get hot seats with me. You have an opportunity. We assign you a mentor who helps keep you on track with your business. And we keep moving forward over and over again from there. And it's pretty awesome the way that we've built this. One of my favorite aspects of this is the mindset piece. We have a mindset coach, Anna Shalina, who comes in and talks about what it really takes to get your mind in the right way, to get your mind thinking in the right way so that you're attracting the sales and income that you want. Because it's not just enough to want it. It's not just enough to set goals. You have to believe that it can happen. You can have to believe that it can happen for you. And these money mindset calls have shifted, like rocked people's worlds. It's pretty incredible. And so if this sounds interesting to you, all you have to do is just go check it out and see if it might be a good fit. It's really designed to help you scale your online sales and get you to a place where in the next few months, you're seeing an impact and direct results from what we've been able to help you with. And over the course of a year, at the end of that year, that your business is completely evolved from the online perspective. This is perfect for busy jewelry designers who already have successful businesses, but haven't quite figured out how to get their online sales going. This is great for people who want to scale their sales online. So maybe you already have some sales online, but you're trying to get to a place where you're doing $150,000, $200,000, $300,000 in online revenue, but you're not quite there yet. This is perfect for you because at the end of the day, this is a great program for anyone who wants to do $10,000 or more selling direct to consumer using their website as a tool. So it doesn't matter if you want to do $100,000 a month on your website or 10, if that anything of that is within your realm or spectrum of ideation, and that's something that sounds interesting to you, I'd love to invite you to apply. So head on over to flourishthriveacademy.com/SOS now. I will also have a link in the show notes, so you can click on that link and head on over there. Make sure that you watch the video on that page because I set out some guidelines and a little bit expectations, what you'll expect on the call. And if we think you're a good fit, you're going to book a call with our business accelerator specialist, Natasha. And she's just going to chat with you about your business to find out what your goals are, to find out where you are right now, and to kind of help you identify what's standing in the way of you doing this on your own. Because we know that if you want to be successful, 99% of successful businesses know that they must invest in their business in some way, shape, or form. And this is your opportunity to work with us in a one-on-one level with me and my stellar team of coaches who are experts in their field of online strategy, digital marketing, and e-commerce sales, that we are really here to help you scale and get to the next level. So let's do this. Today is a very awesome day, and I'm excited to be here, and I'm feeling a little bit goofy. I don't know why. But I'm feeling silly, and it's been like one of those days, when you have those days that are kind of weird. They start out weird. I realized that I had lost my favorite sweatshirt, which is like devastating for those of you who like cozy clothing at times. Like you understand how devastating it could be to lose your favorite sweatshirt. Hopefully it's misplaced and it turns up somewhere, but my apartment's tiny. I scoured this bad boy and I can't find it. So I'm feeling goofy because of that, I guess. That my blood sugar's a little low because it's right before lunch. And I also found out, I guess this is a form of flattery. Feeling a little bit goofy. I don't know why, but I'm feeling silly. And it's been like one of those days, when you have those days that are kind of weird. They start out weird. I realized that I had lost my favorite sweatshirt, which is like devastating for those of you who like cozy clothing at times. Like you understand how devastating it could be to lose your favorite sweatshirt. Hopefully it's misplaced and it turns up somewhere, but my apartment's tiny. I scoured this bad boy and I can't find it. So I'm feeling goofy because of that, I guess. That my blood sugar's a little low because it's right before lunch. And I also found out, I guess this is a form of flattery, that someone plagiarized one of my blog posts that I did many, many years ago. I did a guest post for one of our partners, and I was trying to find that guest post for inspiration and ideas for one part of the topic that I'm going to actually talk about today. And it was easier to just find it online because it's SEO'd and it comes up really high on the feed when you Google the specific topic that I was looking for. And I found out that someone literally copied and pasted that blog post and posted it basically verbatim on their own blog. And I couldn't believe it. I was just like, oh my God, all they did was change it from 10 ideas to 9 ideas. And then they took one of the ideas off. I was just like, wow, that people have some guts out there to do that. So I'm not sure if I should feel flattered or be upset about it. But, I'm one of those people, let things roll off your back and move forward. My friend, who's actually one of our partners, is taking care of it. So I feel good about that. He's like, don't worry, I got this. I'll talk to the people who swipe this and make sure that they remove it, because that's not cool. It's just not cool. I mean, who really has the guts to do that? And this is something, today's episode is not necessarily about integrity, but it is in a way. It's always about integrity when we're trying to build an unforgettable jewelry brand. At the end of the day, we are all inspired by different ideas, but plagiarism and copying ideas, whether it be from a creative design perspective or from, writing perspective, it's just not cool. Like, you guys, be original, have integrity, be innovative. One of the things that buyers always say to me when we're talking, and consumers, and so retail buyers, I feel like have their finger on the pulse of like what's happening in the consumer market. So I like to lean on them to hear like what they're looking for and like what they like to see. And they're always looking for something different, something innovative, something beyond what everyone else is doing. So the more that you can do that and be original and build your business in integrity, the better chance that you are going to have to really be a brand that, stands out amongst the sea of millions, an unforgettable brand. And it's important. So, and that goes across the board with everything that you do. And one way that you can really stand out is by creating killer content. So I'm going to dive into today's episode momentarily. But first, the last couple of weeks I've been talking about creating a great jewelry promotion plan, about simple strategies for email marketing. And if you can sort of look back, you'll see some of the email episodes that I did, episode 87, episode 88, episode 89, all about getting more exposure and creating a great jewelry promotion. And I wanted to bring this up because it's really important for us that when we're developing a promotion for anything in our business and continuing to sort of attract some of our dream clients, that we're creating relevant content that goes with that. And we are on a mission here to help you not just learn what to do, but to actually implement and get things into action. I mentioned this just before, but getting results in your business is not just about learning. Like, yes, you need to learn what to do, but you also need to put that learning into action and actually get stuff done. So implementation is the key to getting your business to the next level of success, whatever that looks like for you. So I know a lot of us think about or dream about the idea of working less and making more. And it's possible when you have systems and implementation tools set in place and you're actually getting the work done so that you're setting yourself up for that. And that's specifically sort of what we support designers in our Diamond Insiders, which is our membership over at Flourish and Thrive. The new membership is awesome because we have a proven success path full of template swipes, systems, everything you need to actually put what you've learned into action in your business. So you're starting to get results and you're kind of shortcutting so you get the results a lot faster. Implementation is the key, people. So let's do this. Let's get into action. All right. So Mother's Day is coming up, right? We know this. I mentioned it earlier. Same with graduation, Father's Day, and an entire slew of random holidays that you might want to create a promotion around. So what you're going to learn today and the previous episodes of the podcast that I've been releasing over the past couple of weeks are all part of that plan. And make sure that you sort of bookmark them because these are episodes that you're going to want to come back to over and over again when you're planning your next promotion. And you can use this stuff during the holiday season, the Christmas holiday season at the end of the year. It's all great strategies. So make sure you bookmark it. All right. So I've supported thousands of designers over the past 4 or 5 years, and people stress out about content all the time. They freak out. They don't know what to write, what to create, what to present, and they're not really clear on why they need to be creating content for a product-based business and understand really why it's important. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that first. In TBH, to be honest, I should say, I didn't really understand why it was important either. So I was in that same boat with you. And it wasn't until I sort of started doing some content marketing, testing out what worked for my audience that I realized, yeah, it really does help. So here's a few things that the content you develop does for your brand. And I want you to think about it. It shows your personality as a brand. So whether you're the face of the brand or it's really the brand personality, it can show that, feature that, highlight that. So it puts you sort of in the forefront or your brand in the forefront and shows what you stand for as a brand. It also creates a conversation with your audience. So you can create content that's specifically catered towards what they want to hear and look for. And it creates a conversation about your brand with your audience. So really, really important. It helps educate and inform your audience about your brand or something relevant to your brand. So you don't have to always blog necessarily about your jewelry, but you can talk about lifestyle tips or other things that your dream clients are going to be interested in. But it's things that sort of always wrap back up into what your brand is all about. It helps pick up SEO, search engine optimization on your website. So think about different things that people might be searching for. I get a lot of traffic from New York City custom jewelry designer because those keywords are on my website. Think about like if you're in Chicago engagement ring designers, or jewelry with healing gemstones, or San Francisco sustainable jewelry, or bracelets that cure fibromyalgia. I mean, I've just made that up right there. So I don't know if that's really a thing, but think about it. Like, what does your brand stand for? What problem is it solving? What are people searching for when they're looking for your type of jewelry? So brainstorm a list of all those keywords or key phrases and start incorporating them into your content, especially on your website. It also helps create a community around your brand and builds a fan base so people can identify with who you are. So Robin, my co-founder here at Flourish and Thrive Academy, has posted in the last 3 weeks, I'm no joke, I'm not kidding, 3 emails in our private closed Facebook groups about Sugarfina. I think Sugarfina is a candy brand. I'm not 100% sure, but I've checked out the emails. She's obsessed with their emails. I don't even think she really likes candy, but she loves being on people's lists. Like, if you want to email a subscriber, Robin will be on your list. I'm joking, but at the same time, she loves observing what people are doing. So she's always posting in our groups, like, I love what so-and-so's doing or so-and-so's doing, but she's really like obsessed with what Sugarfina is doing because their emails are getting her to get on their website. And they're creating like this excitement and energy around the brand. It's creating a community. So think about what you're doing in your content or your emails that is actually creating that buzz and engagement and energy around your brand, because there's a lot of different things that you can do. It also improves your social reach and social proof. So the more content you're marketing, the more visibility people have on your brand, the more you can showcase people, testimonials, case studies, the more people who are mentioning you. It starts to create this cycle of social proof, and you can use content marketing to do that. And most importantly, content marketing should be used to sell your products. That's the number one most important thing that you should be using content marketing for. But there's a lot of ways to do it directly and also indirectly to help support any promotion that you might be doing. So think about these things. It shows your personality. It creates a conversation with your audience. It helps educate and inform your audience about your brand or something relevant to your brand. It helps pick up SEO on your website. It helps create community around your brand and builds a fan base and improves your social reach and your social proof. And then also, most importantly, helps you sell your products. Duh, because that's what we're trying to do here, is sell more jewelry, probably in most cases here, of those of you are listening. So I wanted to walk you through some content creation ideas because that's all about what this episode is for. So as I mentioned earlier, we're doing our Pretty Little Profits, the 5-day jewelry promotion challenge. And one of the days is completely dedicated to content creation and mapping out that content. I think it's 2 separate days. One's mapping out content. The other day is the content creation piece. So this is really important. This will be really helpful if you're listening to this episode and you're actually part of the challenge to inspire ideas for what you can create content around. So the first things first, this is one of my favorite content creation ideas, especially when you're doing a special promotion for an event or a holiday. And that's creating your own gift guide or roundup. So you've heard probably around June, you're going to hear us talking about how important it is to start pitching gift guides now for holiday, because a holiday gift guide can, blow up your sales for the holiday season. Well, who says that an editor needs to be the only person who is creating a gift guide roundup, an editor of a big magazine? You can create a gift guide on your own blog, and you can curate products from other people's websites as well. Maybe you guys partner together to curate a gift guide together so that multiple products are featured and you guys are cross-promoting each other's brands. So it's a really great idea. I love this idea. And you can feature your jewelry amongst other gifts or other styling ideas specifically for Mother's Day. One of our mastermind designers from last year, Andrea Kelly, did a really great job of this. She has yoga jewelry and she created a really great sort of like boho mom style for Mother's Day gift guide. It was awesome. The next content creation idea is how to wear it or style it. So you can feature styling looks and several ways to wear your product. So these can be, you can use this content across multiple platforms, which I'm going to talk about after. So I want to focus primarily on the content now. But for most of us who design jewelry, jewelry is in a lot of cases some sort of statement of fashion. It doesn't matter if you create really simple jewelry, personal jewelry, or something like that that people wear every day, or something that's really more of a fashion statement piece. It's an expression of someone's style. So there's a fashion sense there wherever you are, especially even if you create super out there, big, bold pieces, that's going to attract a certain type of audience and they have a certain kind of fashion style. So think of yourself as a stylist in a certain respect. So how to wear it. So you can show people how to wear it, maybe different ways if you have multi-use pieces, and show different looks that people can wear your jewelry with. You can do something like luxury looks or looks for less. So let's say there's trends going on in media right now, or there's like trends going on in fashion or whatever. You can observe what's going on in the fashion industry and curate your own content for a look for less or a luxury look on the trend. Think of how you can sort of like incorporate what you're doing now into what's going on with trends in fashion and design. So this is a great opportunity for you to, I don't really like the idea of discounting your jewelry, so you wouldn't want to do that. But like, let's say Gucci is doing like banking on one of the hottest trends for the season, and you have a look that's inspired by that. You can show sort of that look for less and show how people can wear it, in your interpretation of the trend for a lot less money than buying a piece of Gucci jewelry or whatever. That just pulled that out of my head. But I love the look for less idea. I think it's a really great idea for promoting your brand. The next content creation idea is really all about case studies or testimonials or special interest stories. So this could be anything from your dream clients wearing it. It could be testimonials of your dream clients wearing it. It could be interviews of your dream clients talking about their experience with your jewelry. It could be reposting people who've posted themselves wearing your jewelry and tagging you. There's a lot of ways that you can leverage this sort of like customer experience and get people who've actually worn it before or who've been your clients to either feature them in your content or to repurpose something that they've shared with their content. So case studies, testimonials, or special interest stories, especially in relation to your content or whatever is going on. And then also there's another layer to this. Like, let's say Mother's Day is coming up. I've been talking a lot about this. One of our students, one of our mastermind students from a couple years ago, she did like a 4-week blog post series all on different moms in her network who were wearing her jewelry. And she took pictures of them and wrote special stories about them. It was like her favorite mom series or something like that. So think outside the box. There's a lot of ways that you can showcase previous clients or special interest types of stories that are relevant to what you could be promoting at the time. You can also use your content to educate your customers about your jewelry or your process or your technique or anything. Insert the blank there. So anything that your jewelry covers. So like for me, I could use an example. I could educate my customers about the custom jewelry process and do content about that specifically and post it everywhere. So there's a lot of different ways that you can educate customers about your process. If you do some sort of fine detail, like let's say you do reticulation in your jewelry and you wanted to showcase the reticulation process, you can actually take a video or take photographs, have someone take them with you, especially if you're using a torch, of you in the process of reticulating metal. Or if you want to show your granulation techniques or your wire wrapping techniques, whatever it might be, think outside of the box about how you can educate your customers about your jewelry or the detail that goes into the process of making it. You can also feature an unboxing experience. This is wonderful. So you can show an excited customer opening your package for the first time. This is such a great idea. And if you can, if you're delivering a package. So I did this a couple months ago. I delivered a package to my client, Lisa. I was doing an heirloom redesign project for her. And I didn't shoot the video in landscape mode because it definitely works better in landscape mode if you can shoot a video in landscape mode. But it was the best video of her unboxing the product. She was so excited. In fact, I have a video of a client that I delivered engagement or wedding bands to a couple years ago. And I shot a video of them so excited to open it and they were freaking out. And what they were saying was amazing. And the video shot wasn't that great, but those are great things that you can do to get people excited about your product. Take videos of them opening it up or of you delivering the product. Or you can ask them to take videos so that you can feature it later. Really, really great idea. If you don't have access to something like that, or it's too difficult, if you create some sort of promotion or offer and it comes in a gift box so that you're creating this unboxing experience, you can take separate still photos of that experience and turn it into a Giphy file and create sort of like an animated video of just pictures going from one to the next. And this is a great way to feature an unboxing experience. And you could use that on Instagram. You could use it on your blog. You could use it in your emails. Just awesome, awesome ideas. So the next thing that you can do, tip number 7, is to spotlight or highlight what you're known for as a designer. So for instance, I specialize in heirloom redesign. That would be a great piece of content for me to repurpose and use in my content marketing strategy. I also specialize in custom engagement rings. So that's a great thing for me to use in my content marketing strategy. So let's say that your jewelry is one of those brands that's full of intention and like you infuse intention into each piece of jewelry that you make. That is a great piece of content marketing right there. Or let's say that you're known for like simple layering pieces that you can swap out with your regular jewelry. Like you can sort of feature that on your blog and talk a lot about that. Or in your content, I use the word blog, but the content is really stuff that you could repurpose on multiple platforms. Tip number 8 is to feature trends that are going on in the industry right now and show how your jewelry fits into those trends. So if there's a big carnelian trend going on in fall, you can sort of feature your carnelian story. Or if Pantone releases their colors of the year, you can show how your jewelry, you're using that color trend in your jewelry going forward, if that's something that you do. So think outside the box, how you can incorporate it into trends going on in the market. You can do your own roundup in trends. Maybe it's not stuff that's actually getting featured in national publications or magazines or stuff like that. But, there's a lot of different trends that you could do like roundups on and talk about and show people how your brand is being incorporated into that trend, or how you're designing within that trend, I should say. You can also feature a specific gemstone of the month. This is tip number 9. This is great for those of you who want to design around birthstone jewelry or a specific type of stones like rose-cut diamonds, or if you do a lot with sapphires or rubies or something like that. So think outside the box. So I think all of you who do anything that has to do with birthstone types of gemstones should have separate content created for each of those every single month. And then you can feature the gemstone and then drive traffic from your content to your website to actually purchase if they happen to have a birthday month in that month. And I've mentioned this so many times before, but I do a lot of specific blog posts about stones that I use over at my jewelry website, tracymatthews.com. And I've done like color diamond engagement rings. I've done rose cut diamond engagement rings, sapphire engagement rings. I've done rose gold engagement rings. And that's a metal type, but you get the idea. So think about like what it is that you're like kind of known for, or different sorts of gemstones maybe that you could feature, and you could write a post on each of those if it's something that you're really well known for. And then number 10, think like an editor. This is one of my favorite tips. Browse your favorite magazines and notice how editors are curating content, because these guys are professionals, guys. What you want to do is to create somewhat of editorial content that attracts your dream clients and gets them excited and buying your brand. So this is really, really important. So browse your favorite magazines, notice how they're curating content. You never want to copy ideas, but you can always see how you might be influenced by an inspiration of how they're rounding something up. So let's say there's a huge trend with fringe and they're doing like a Southwestern roundup. Like maybe that's like something that inspires you to showcase your turquoise and fringe earrings with the latest fringe jacket. You know what I'm saying? And do like an editorial piece on your blog. So get inspired by what the editors are actually featuring. You can even repost the editor stuff. And then, one thing, this is just a bonus tip because I didn't mention it, and that's sort of silly that I didn't mention it. Tip number 11, we'll just give it to you as a bonus tip, is to make sure that you're featuring any press or publications or exposure that you're getting. So if you're featured by a blogger, make sure that you write content about that and you're featuring it everywhere. If you get press in a magazine, make sure that you're writing content about that and you're featuring it everywhere. If you get exposure or an award or something like that in some other way, make sure that you're sharing that with your audience. It's really, really important. So I'm going to add tip number 11 onto this as well. So as far as content delivery, I wanted to wrap up this episode talking about different ways that you can feature this content, because it's not just about blogging, which I talk about a lot, but it goes so much more beyond that. So you can create one piece of content and leverage it in 10, 15, 20 different ways. So I'm going to give you a couple of basic ideas here that you can think about it. So let's use an example. Why don't I talk about, let's talk about a Mother's Day gift guide roundup, since Mother's Day is around the corner. So here are different ways that you can leverage that content. You can write a blog post about it and do the roundup on your blog, feature different items on there. Maybe you do this roundup with partners and they're also featuring it on their blog post. You can link to the other products that they can buy. Or you can even sell those products on your website, maybe do a rev share with the other designers or something just for that short period. Another way to make money. I'm always thinking about alternative revenue streams. Then you can leverage this content on social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, in your Facebook groups, Twitter, on Snapchat, wherever you are on your social media, you can leverage it there. Then you can create a video. And maybe the video's on your website or your blog somewhere, or you can use the video in other places on your website or post it on YouTube. You could do a Facebook Live video, which is great. It's super huge. You could do a Snapchat video. You can also create a vlog video, which you incorporate into your blog post to talk about the different products, which is a great idea. You can leverage this content in email that you send out to your list. So episode number 89 was all about email marketing, simple strategies to actually segment your list and get things out there. So make sure that you check out episode 89 if you haven't listened to it yet. But this is a great thing. You should share your content in your emails. So great way to do that. If you're writing a blog post, send an email out about it. You can create graphics that are used all over your website, in your emails, and on other platforms like Instagram, Twitter, any social sharing platforms that you can think of, graphics that sort of show that offer. So you can have a gift guide graphic, Mother's Day gift guide graphic, just with the items and like a call to action button like shop now or let me grab the goodies or something like that. You can create an infographic for Pinterest. All this social media content can also be shared on Pinterest as well, all this content. But Pinterest oftentimes has a little bit of a different platform. So creating an infographic about the offer in the Pinterest platform where it's a little bit more elongated is a great way to share this. You can drive traffic from that infographic directly to your blog post, have a strong call to action button for people to buy and get them shopping straight from Pinterest. Great, great option. And you can leverage, graphics on Pinterest in many different ways. You can send people straight to the offer. You can create rich pins, and then you can also use like a content upgrade on Pinterest to drive traffic. And then we're talking about content today, so that makes sense. You can also create funny graphical memes around your offer. So think of something humorous that you can create and, create a funny graphic, something that you share on social media that could potentially go viral and get people looking at what it is that you do. You can create a style guide or a download. So you can, let's say we're talking about a Mother's Day offer. You can create a style guide of 5 different ways to wear all these looks that you're featuring in the Mother's Day gift guide, or different ways that they can use the products that are featured in the Mother's Day gift guide. So create a download or some sort of content upgrade that helps you build your list and also gets the word out there about what you're doing. And that download can actually upsell them or send them to where they can buy all those products as well. So you're sort of cross-marketing and using this in multiple different ways. I mentioned this earlier, but you can create animated GIFs. GIFs are like the hottest thing right now. You can post them in certain platforms depending on what you're using. On Instagram, you can use them in your emails. You can use them on your blog. Other static content posts, like think outside the box. Animated GIFs are great, and they actually catch people's eyes. So really great way to get engagement around your content. And then you can also create landing pages specifically dedicated to whatever it is that you're writing about. So you could create a landing page that's all about your Mother's Day gift guide, where you have a call to action to collect their email address, download the guide, and or shop and buy straight from that landing page. So landing pages tend to have a lot higher conversion rate than just sending people straight to your website. And in our Diamond Insiders community, Diamond Insiders, for those of you who don't know, is our membership over here at Flourish and Thrive Academy. We release a bunch of innovative, up-to-date new trainings on different marketing, sales, and business growth strategies to help you get from where you are to where you want to be in your business with our proven success path. So we are always talking about some of these innovative ways, and we're actually going to be delivering a landing page training in that platform to teach you how to utilize landing pages to increase your e-commerce business and generate more sales for your business. And so landing pages are a really great way to do this, because if you use a platform like ClickFunnels or a lead page, you can the conversion rates are a lot higher than just randomly sending them to your website, because they have a specific offer that they're looking at right there. So wanted to sort of share some of those ideas with you. 10 content creation ideas. Well, actually 11, because I gave you that bonus tip. And then we also have ways that you can leverage that content and share it everywhere. Thank you so much for listening to the show today. I am thrilled to be bringing this podcast to you every single week. This is Tracy Matthews signing off. But before I do, I'd love to read one more review, because I'm loving going through these. I wasn't even expecting it, but I should be reading these more often. I think I'm going to make that a fun thing. Jester Swink said, this is an amazing resource. Tracy's Flourish and Thrive podcast, well, it's really called Thrive by Design, is incredibly valuable. I truly enjoyed listening and learning from the many topics and professionals. Thanks so much for your support in the community. You are welcome. And I'm so glad to be bringing this to you every single week. So if you're inspired, please head on over to Apple and rate and review our podcast. You can access that by going to flourishthriveacademy.com/Apple. That will take you straight to the Apple podcast page where you can rate and review the show. Thank you so much for listening today. I'm really looking forward to helping your business flourish and thrive and hear from you. Have an awesome one. Take care till next time.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. It's my mission to help thousands of creative businesses inside and outside the jewelry space use their creativity to make money. Make sure that you're subscribed to Thrive by Design on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and wherever podcasts are played. And we'd love to hear what you think. Please rate and review the show. And if you're inspired, please share this with your friends. Cheers to seeing you flourish and thrive.